Hey guys, thanks for tuning into Long Island Wargaming for a Long Island Wargaming Presents Star Wars X-Wing Miniatures video. And this is going to be against Dave, and this is his first game, so I'm about 7-8 games in at this point, which is fun. I've yet to win a game, so hopefully it'll be my turn to smash the newbie in, and we'll see how it goes. And for those of you who are new to my channel or new to the series, I am not an expert at this game. I've just picked it up and I'm having some fun with it. So if you're looking for some tournament lists or perfect gameplay without rules errors, this is not the place. But if you are experienced and you do know the rules and there's something that you see wrong, please post them below. It's much appreciated. So I'm running Tycho on an A-Wing. This guy's awesome because you can make an action even when you're stressed. And I gave him cluster missiles and push the limit so he can make 2 actions and get a stretch token for the second one, but he can still perform actions when he's got stress tokens. So hey, that works out well. I also have Wedge, high pilot skill, so he'll shoot first, and then he also takes away somebody's defense die. I also have 10 Numb, which is B-Wing. I got the B-Wing picked up, so he's got 5 shields and 3 hulls, so this guy's got a beast of some damage that he's willing to take. And he's got firing control systems, which allow him to regain an auto lock after firing at someone, and auto blaster, which is a close range weapon, range 1, and it's decent. You can't block the regular hits, so hopefully that works out well. So Dave is running 2 TIE interceptors. I know there's an error down here with one of the upgrades. We assigned 2 metal upgrades instead of a second modification because Royal Guards can take 2 modifications, I believe. But anyway, we've got Carnor Jax and Tetrin Cowell. I'm a Star Wars fan. I don't know who either of these guys are, so that's either shame on me or they're just names that they made up or aren't very well known. But these guys are pretty souped up. I think the interceptors are awesome. And then we've got 2 regular TIEs, Academy Pilot and Howl Runner. So here's the battlefield or the space field or whatever you want to call it. We got some cluster of asteroids over there to the right, plenty of space over here to the left. So let's move on out. So these TIEs spaced out a little bit. They were deployed close together, and we wanted to space them out because if you make similar maneuvers close together, they could hit each other. So Dave did a barrel roll for the guy on the left, and then he's evading to the guy on the right. And instead of sticking together, the interceptors split up. So here is my movement. The X-Wing and B-Wing move up just a little bit. I don't want to get too close too quickly. The A-Wing goes for it. He's going to do a focus action, and he moved up full 5. So next turn, the A-Wing makes a hard to right turn, so he's gonna run on into the action. He does a target lock on the close interceptor here, who just barely clipped the asteroid, but since it was Dave's first time, we moved it over a little bit and just made sure to avoid the asteroids going forward. And the X-Wing gets target lock on the TIE fighter there, so the B-Wing gets a target lock on the interceptor, the red one, and you might wonder, where's the other interceptor? Well, he's over here. Out of firing arc of all opponents. Dave tried to read my maneuvers. He didn't know what I was going to do, so he did a quick little K-turn and then a barrel roll, thinking the A-Wing was going to fly past him, but I didn't. And that's the fun part about this game, is everything kind of happens simultaneously. I mean, all your movements are deciphered beforehand, but what happens is pilot skill comes into it, and the lower pilots move first. This way the better pilots move last and can make the appropriate action to help out their situation, and then the better pilots shoot first. So that's how it goes. So Howl Runner, the guy to the left, the second TIE fighter, he's got a pilot skill 8, and he has swarm tactics, which allows him to give the Academy pilot also pilot skill 8. So these guys will be shooting right after Wedge shoots. So Wedge is in close range, and he goes ahead and takes a handful of shots at the Academy pilot. So that's 4 dice, since you get an extra one in close range, and his ability is to take 1 away of the opponent. So it was 4 dice on 2 dice, so I end up getting 2 hits onto this TIE fighter. So the red interceptor unloads onto the B-Wing, which is a good choice because his maneuverability sucks. And he loses 2 shields, so he takes 2 hits. So the A-Wing decides to trade in his target lock for firing a cluster missile, and we unload onto this interceptor here. So the cluster missile attacks twice, so I get 2 attacks with 3 dice, but the interceptor is good. He's got agility 3, so he rolls 3 dice too, and both attacks I score no hits, and that's what you get for shooting at an interceptor. So here's another round of movement. Instead of getting hit, or instead of hitting other ships, the A-Wing goes ahead and makes a huge left turn, then a small boost, and he's going to be over there now. And The second interceptor gets back into the game with a hard right turn, or hard left turn, and then a boost to get back in over here. And my X-Wing, you can see at least, actually the X-Wing doesn't see anything, so Wedge and the A-Wing see nothing, so the B-Wing is the only thing that can see anything. You can see the TIE Fighter in the middle is facing away and sees nothing. And both the B-Wing and the Academy Pilot did K-turns to intercept each other. That's why they both have stress, and it's cool because the B-Wing can make a really small U-turn, which is cool. So there's a bunch of target locks, evades, and focuses down, so let's see how combat goes. And it looks like no shots were scored, or hits or damage, I should say. But we move into another round of shooting, so the A-Wing gets back into action, but he is stressed at this point, still, I think, because he's making these hard, big turns to get back in. The B-Wing is in a funky situation here, so he could see the Red Interceptor. The Red Interceptor sees either the X-Wing or nothing, so you can see all these arcs. Everyone's kind of clustered around here, so we're going to unload onto that Red Interceptor and hopefully kill him, because, I mean, 2 ships at close range, that's or 3 ships at close range, we should be able to do it, because the other Interceptor and X-Wing cannot attack each other since they've bumped. The B-Wing here gets a couple shots taken at him, and he's out of shields at this point since he only has agility 1. And he does get a thrust control fire, so he immediately receives 1 stress token and then flips this card face down. So he's at this point got some damage on him. He's an easy picking now. So between my 3 fighters, we unload on that single interceptor and knock him out of the sky. So he is dead. So the X-Wing and the A-Wing go ahead and pass each other, just barely. The B-Wing is stressed, so he doesn't really have an option of moving around without getting rid of that stress token, so he goes ahead and just does a little green maneuver to the left here, so you can get rid of that token, but now he can't see anything, which sucks. We have got this TIE Fighter closing on my X-Wing, and the Interceptor does a K-turn with some stress there, so he can open fire onto the A-Wing. So after another turn or 2 of moving and shooting, you can see we have the A-Wing coming around, the B-Wing's trying to get back into the game here. The X-Wing has made a K-turn, so now he's got that TIE Fighter in his sights, so he should be able to maybe help finish off that guy. But I only have the X-Wing, only Wedge can see anything, so the other 2 TIEs are getting back into formation and should be able to close in on that B-Wing and take him out. Here's just a shot of the side table. You can see the B-Wing has 2 hull damage on him already, so he's got 1 left, so he's easy pickings. Wedge has full shields and full hull, which is great, as does the A-Wing, so the B-Wing's been the only target, and he's been doing the biggest brunt of damage since she's got 3 dice, 4 in close range. You can see we have the 1 Interceptor dead, and then the Academy Pilot's almost dead, and Hell Runner has almost 1 hit on him. And then we've got 1 Interceptor at full health. So let's take a look at this here. We've got the A-Wing closing in and the B-Wing's on the other interceptor. So we got everything at close range here. So hopefully with these target locks and focuses I can open fire and take out some ships. So Wedge goes ahead and kills that Academy Pilot. Real simple. And then the A-Wing goes ahead and shoots the other pilot, Hell Runner, the other TIE, across the battlefield and kills him too. And then the Interceptor goes ahead and takes out the B-Wing. So this is what we got left: an A-Wing, a TIE Interceptor, and the Wedge Antilles running around. We're all stressed here, you can see. So we're going to spend a turn or 2 just chasing each other around, getting rid of that stress. And then we go ahead and run around this asteroid. So the asteroid gives us some cover from the X-Wing, which is good. But, you know, soon enough we'll close in on him. He goes ahead and does a U-turn here. And then we go ahead, get real close up in his face, and we will unleash some fire and finish killing him. So, fun game. Good game for Dave. This is his first time playing. I think it went well. The interceptors are definitely annoying. I love playing with them and hate playing against them. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any opinions or thoughts or rules corrections, feel free to leave them below. That would be great. I'm pretty happy with the A-Wing, X-Wing, B-Wing combination. I think that worked out pretty well, and this is my first victory. Hooray! So I finally won a game, and thanks to Dave, and we'll see you guys in the next video.